Hey Leo, welcome to my channel, Intuitive Tarot Empath. This is your general reading for April 2017. I hope that you've been having a good start to the new year. It's been a really great energy going on, a lot of positive things happening, a lot of, we're in a new cycle, so a lot of new things happening for people, which is super exciting, and, hopefully you've been able to benefit from all this great energy. So this is a general reading for all Leos for April 2017. So in the event that this reading doesn't resonate with you, or perhaps that it does and you just want some more insight into the goings on in your life right now and the situations that you're experiencing, feel free to check out your sun, moon, and or rising signs so that you can get more information about what's going on. So with that said, I'm going to shuffle the cards and I'm going to pull some and see what's going on. If you don't like watching me shuffle the cards, or if you don't wish to watch me shuffle the cards, you go right on ahead and you can fast forward. Alright, so what are the energies? This is like the third or fourth sign that I've had this trouble like shuffling the cards for. I don't know, there are certain signs that they just want to stick. There was one sign that was like super sticky. And, well, anyway, so, what are, oh my goodness, come on, cards, don't be like that. All right, so what are the energies for Leo for April 2017 with work, home, travel, relationships, money? What are the energies at work for April 20? Ooh. All right, let's see. What are the energies for Leo? Oh, that's your card, Leo. What are the energies at work for Leo for April 2017? We got some stuff going on here. All right. So since that card seems to want to jump out, all right, I'm gonna shuffle one more time. I'm gonna cut the deck into 3, and then I'm going to choose which one I think wants to be read. All right, let's go with the bottom. So we have the 10 of Wands in reverse. I like that. Ooh, we have the Knight of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The 2 of Cups in reverse. Oh, we have the 10 of Cups. We have the King of Cups. The High Priestess. The 10 of Swords in reverse. Judgment. And finally, the Knight of Wands in reverse. All right, so on the bottom of the deck, we have the Magician. So this guy's been coming up for people all over the place. I think that this has a lot to do with the fact that we're in a new cycle, a new kind of like life cycle. 2017 is all about new beginnings. And, the Magician is the first card of the deck. I mean, the Fool is the first card of the deck, but the Fool is a 0. So if you notice, the number on the bottom of the card is a 1. So I think that this is about you having everything that you need to manifest yourself a nice life and nice things going on right now. It looks like you have a lot of endings. I mean, you have 3 10s. But actually, this is a really nice reading. I think that perhaps you're coming to a point in your life right now where you see the opportunities that are being presented to you. And I think that, perhaps I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that you've been sad for a while. I mean, here you have the 10 of Wands, which is speaks of emotional burdens and struggles, and carrying the load by yourself, and feeling like, feeling like you've been burdened with a lot. You got a lot on your shoulders, and you're the one carrying it all. You're not asking for help. Maybe you feel like you can't ask for help, but you have the Ten of Wands, and you also have the Ten of Swords. And Ten of Swords is all about, stick a fork in me, I'm done. Actually, you've stuck 10 forks in me, and there's no more body to stick another fork in. So I think that you are coming out of a period of stress, that there has been a lot mentally and physically that's been stressing you out. Perhaps it has something to do with relationships. I say that because we have the Two of Cups here in reverse, and we have a lot of cup cards. We have the King of Cups, and we also have the Ten of Cups. So perhaps let's get into it. Let's put the story together. So I feel like you're currently coming out of a period of time that you were feeling intense stress, that you had kind of the weight of the world on your shoulders, and you weren't really asking anybody for help. Or perhaps it was such that no one was giving you help, or nobody was offering you help. Maybe you were in a relationship with somebody where that partner just kind of like let you shoulder all the burdens for the two of you, and you did because you loved them, or because you not that you wanted to take responsibility for them, but when you love someone like this kind of love, you're like, let me take care of you. I'll take care of you. Let me take care of your burdens. So I think that you held on to a lot for that person, that maybe they should have been helping you with the responsibility of that much stress, but they weren't. And I think that you're coming into a period of time where you're like, enough's enough. So the tens are all about conclusions, like coming to, all of the, how do you say it? All of the cycles that you've been in currently are ending, the good and the bad, but you're coming into a really good period of time, which is super exciting because I see here the Judgment card. That's one of my favorite cards. So if Ten of Wands and Ten of Swords are all about burdens, I think that you made up your mind to run forward and run free of them, that you're just done. You're like, I'm over it. I'm done. I don't want to feel the mental and physical burdens of the stresses that I've been feeling anymore. So I think that you took it upon yourself, or perhaps there was something that freed you up. Maybe someone made you an offer. We have here, it was originally in reverse. So somebody made you an offer that you didn't see before. Perhaps it's something to do with, might be something to do with money. I mean, it's not Pentacles, but sometimes Ten of Wands can be about the ways that we make our money and the ways that we show up professionally in the world. That can sometimes be how the Wands are. So perhaps if you're in a relationship with someone, one of you maybe lost your job potentially and was going through a really hard time, and so kind of one of you had to pick up the burden of the financial difficulties that come when somebody loses a job. And so perhaps there was a new opportunity afforded you, and that made it so that you could fly again. And so if that's the case, that's pretty fantastic, and you're in a really amazing position. I'm super excited for you, Leo. So congratulations to whatever new opportunity is bringing you out of this really stressful and anxiety-inducing period of time. I think that this is going to be really good for you. Congratulations on being able to see the offers that are being presented to you, these brand new cups. That's pretty fantastic. So it very well could be the loss of a job, the loss of something that created a stress and a burden on, I want to say you. I want to say that man in the Ten of Wands reversed is you carrying as many wands as you can and struggling. And then when the wands got to be too much, you just like laid down and were like, I can't do it. But this is super exciting because you're in a period where you're really running free and you're moving fast and you're like, good, we're in. It's amazing. So in the past, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So I think that perhaps whatever loss you experienced was kind of out of nowhere. And it was all fine, and then all of a sudden the chips were down. And that, whenever something comes out of nowhere, it's always super difficult because it's like, do I have enough to take care of myself? Is everything going to be okay? Am I going to be okay? Are the people that I love going to be okay, who I support? So perhaps the loss that you experienced came out of nowhere. But what's really beautiful is that in the recent past, you've come into this really nice happily ever after period of time. So I think perhaps everything points to like right now is a really good time for you, Leo. Like you're in a really fantastic moment because you're starting fresh, and you have so many beautiful positive opportunities on the table for you. And so I think that from your misfortunes, from your Ten of Swords, from your Ten of Wands, from your Wheel of Fortune in reverse, I think that once you were able to see the new opportunity, it created this beautiful Ten of Cups situation for you. This beautiful, like, all right, I didn't think that things were going to work out. I was super stressed out for a long time, but everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay because I have everything that I need. I don't want for anything. And so I don't have to stress out about what I don't have because I have everything that I need. Up here we have the Two of Cups in reverse. And so the way that I see this card, even though it's in reverse, I have the feeling that it's kind of like there might have been stresses brought about between that were caused by the loss that you experienced between maybe you and your partner, or Two of Cups can be, I see it as like a relationship, partnership. Two of Cups in reverse, I see this in this particular reading as maybe the Wheel of Fortune upside down, the reversed, how am I trying to say this? Whatever loss you experienced, I think might have caused a little strife between you and your partner. I think that for you, so Leos are all about spotlight, and they like to have the sun shine upon them. They like to have attention, but they like to have positive attention. But they're also go-getters. They're very spirited. I mean, Leos are fire signs, and they're also summer babies. So there's so much about them that's this fiery, vivacious energy. And Leos are very charming, and Leos are very, very funny, interesting people. And I think that for a loss to occur might have kind of taken the wind out of Leo's sail, and maybe that caused kind of a strain on your relationship because maybe you were trying to keep the amount of stress that you were under kind of a secret from your partner. But the problem is, you're trying to keep the stress a secret, but it always comes out in other ways. So perhaps it was causing kind of a fissure in your relationship with your partner. But it seems like things are back on track now. I think that you are back to normal. If you were having any sort of issues in your relationship that stemmed from this loss, then I would say that you're back on track because you're feeling yourself. You are back in it. You know that you have everything you need, not just to take care of yourself, but to take care of someone else. And I think that you are showing up as someone who's incredibly mature, as someone who's on top of your game. And so, you're showing up for that person emotionally, and you're being really present and looking toward the future, because in the position, the King of Cups is in the future position, and he's also looking toward the future. So you're no longer looking at the past and seeing what it is that you don't have, but you're looking toward the future and seeing what it is that you do want and the opportunities that have been afforded to you. And so that makes you open to being a better partner than maybe you were when you were trying to shoulder the brunt of all of this stress on your own. And I think that the Two of Cups, even though it's in reverse in the advice position, is don't think that you're not alone. Let people who love you help you if that's what they're offering. Nobody's doing it to have something held over you or to make you feel like less of a person. They honestly want to help you because they love you, so let them. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I think, and especially because the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords, there's only one person in those cards, or there's only one person in each of those cards. And so it's this feeling of like, oh, I got to do this all on my own. But you don't. You don't have to do this on your own. You have a partner. See? There's somebody who wants to help you, somebody who wants to help you create a happily ever after. So let them. But I think you have been, which is the beautiful thing. And so here you have all of these amazing opportunities. In the U position, we have the High Priestess. So it's the High Priestess in reverse, but what I'm getting from this reading is that, so the High Priestess is usually about secrets and about like the spiritual world. So perhaps in the U position, maybe you've come into a place where spirituality has become really important for you. And where part of you feeling as though you have everything you need is maybe you've gotten really into religion, or maybe you've gotten really into a different type of spiritual practice that makes you feel complete. And, you know, in kind of, sorry to sound hippy-dippy, but in connecting with different energies, you were able to put energies out into the world that manifested the new opportunities that you want. And so you're feeling super powerful right now. That's what I'm getting from this card. Even though it's reverse, I'm still getting this extremely powerful, it's almost like the Magician, in that it's like, I have everything that I need, you know, in my pocket, and I'm not going to show you because it's mine. It's my secret. And like, maybe I'll share it with you one day, but not in a malicious way. So it's just very, like, perhaps you've happened upon new practices that you didn't have before, and in practicing those new things, you were able to increase your vibration, manifest new opportunities, tap into energy that, you know, kind of changed or shifted the balance for you in a way that was positive, and turn the Wheel of Fortune from reverse to upright. So that's super exciting. In your environment, you're coming out of a period of time where you felt over anxious about what was going on. And so what's super exciting is that these anxieties are over. This period of time that you felt so stressed out over what was going on and it caused you mental anguish, you're done. It's over. You're riding into the future, friend, and you are doing it fast, and you are doing it without even looking back. So that's really great. I say that also because we have the Judgment card. So the Judgment card is all about being called back to life after having felt like you died. So I feel like here we go again with the new opportunities. Something new is coming into your life, whether it's a new job. I mean, it could be a new job. There aren't any Pentacle cards here. I mean, it could be a new relationship. I mean, these cards also, it could have been that you, I mean, in another story or another way of looking at the cards, you could have been experiencing a breakup. I mean, we have here 2 tens, 2 very stressed out tens, and there are 2 people who are alone. So perhaps it was you carrying your burdens alone. And then once you met this person, once you met this King of Cups character who was offering you all sorts of mature love, you were off and running. You were off and running into a happily ever after. And perhaps for a long period of time, or not necessarily a long period of time, but for a little while, you maybe felt like you weren't going to meet anybody. because this breakup really, really shook you. But perhaps it's that you met somebody who made you feel like you came back to life. And the secret that you figured out for yourself was that you were enough all along, and that you are able to manifest the love that you want and deserve in this lifetime so that you can have a happily ever after. So, I mean, those are two, I mean, this is a general reading, so those are two ways of looking at these cards. Also, we have the Knight of Wands in the outcome position. And the Knight of Wands in the outcome position is actually reversed. However, I feel like he's reversed because he's looking toward the future. And I think that I keep saying this, but I think that this is you. I think that this is, because wands are about fire signs. So Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. And so I think that this is you riding off into the future with something that you're passionate about, whether that is a new job, or whether that is a new partner, or whether, that's just a new venture that you've embarked on. Because you have swords here, and swords are about the way that you communicate with the world, and wands are about the things that you're passionate about. So this could, be either of those two experiences. And so you're riding off into the sunset, riding off into the sunset of the future, living happily ever after with your new boo. Yes. So that could be one of the options. But either way, you're in a really great period of time because you are open to all new opportunities, and you are really manifesting some great, powerful stuff. Not to mention the fact that you are taking those opportunities and you are really checking out what's going on with them. And really utilizing those opportunities, taking advantage of them. All right, let's see. So I'm kind of interested in the Wheel of Fortune, because I think that the Wheel of Fortune in reverse is the cause of all of this, and I'd like to see where that comes from. So let's see. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And there's also, if this was a breakup, the Wheel of Fortune is about fate. And if it's in reverse, there was no way that you could have prevented this from happening. So if you went through a period of time where you were in your own head about things and you kept asking questions and saying, why did this person leave me? Why did this happen to me? Why do I deserve this? What did I do? How could I have been better? If you were asking yourself those kinds of questions, there wasn't anything that you could have done differently. It played out the way that it was supposed to play out. And so now you couldn't have learned the lessons that you needed to learn in order to get here. Without this person. So hopefully you've gotten to a point where you have as much closure as you need for the situation, and onward you go, Leo, right into the sunset, right into your happily ever after. All right, so let's see. And the cards that come up for the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Oh, these came up for another, and on the bottom of the deck is the new beginning. So it's the coffin card. So on the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, we have the owls. So potentially what could have happened is there was another person in the midst of all of the things. If you were going through a breakup, there might have been somebody who, one of you was talking to somebody else, or was a bonus person in the picture. Perhaps there was just a lot of, usually the owls are about gossip. So perhaps there was a lot of negative gossip surrounding either your relationship or surrounding, if this is in fact a work thing, that maybe you lost your job and we're trying to get through the muck of it, and what we talked about before, then perhaps it was just kind of gossipy people at work. But either way, whatever the situation was, there were people surrounding it that were talking about it. And so it was, that in and of itself can be extraordinarily stressful and a strain on your mind, because you're wondering, what are people talking about? What are they doing? And so you had to go on a journey. You had to leave that situation behind, and you had to go on an inner journey that was kind of a struggle for yourself. We have here the mountain, and so it's about, it's a mountain covered in snow. And so how do I get over that mountain? But at this point, I really think that you had to experience these struggles. You had to take this journey, and perhaps it was like the ship can also be about long distance travel. You'll notice that at the bottom the waters are a little bit choppy. So these 3 cards for the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, these clarification cards, are all about struggles and challenges that we need to overcome in order to get to our best selves and our happily ever after. And I think that you can appreciate your happily ever after more since you've experienced those struggles. So enjoy all of these new opportunities. And I mean, the card underneath the Magician is the 5 of Swords. And I think that there's something to be said for the fact that perhaps somebody in this relationship with you, or this work relationship, whatever the case is, felt like they got away with something, or you felt like they got away with something, and that kind of left you behind. But you're doing good now. You don't need any of those people to, you don't need any of those people. You are good as you are. So, because you've overcome it, you've come back from the dead. Look at you. Look at you. 10 of Swords, all dead on the ground. Try to stick another sword in me. Oh, wait, you can't because there's no more body left to do that. We good. Look at that. Rising from the dead. Leo. Ain't nobody gonna hold you down, Mr. Sunshine. Or Miss Sunshine, whoever's watching this. I love it. I absolutely love it. This is such a great reading for you guys. So what I'm going to do is take some advice cards from the Guardian Angel Tarot deck by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. The art on these cards is very interesting, but what I really love is the advice on these cards. I think that it's very reasonable advice to follow. It's also got good energy. It's got like very positive messages on them. So I'm interested in seeing what comes up for you guys. So what is the advice? What are the advice and messages for Leo for April 2017 to bring all Leos into their best and highest selves? These cards are like so ridiculous to shuffle though, because they are humongous. All right, let's see. So Leo. What are the messages for Leo for April? Yep, there's one. All right, one flew out of the deck. 5 of Action. So that is the 5 of Wands. So let's read what it says on the card. So this is what it looks like. Interesting, right? So 5 of Action. Your angels want you to know that your current challenge pushes you to be assertive and self-confident. Be willing to stand up for yourself and defend your position. You have the right to excuse yourself from those who bring drama into your life. Yes. Yes, girl, yes. All right, so there's a little booklet that has some more insight into the card. So you're currently experiencing an opportunity to learn and grow. Didn't we say that? It may seem like a challenge, but the key to success is to stand up for what you know is right. Yes. Stay positive in your interactions with others, and a peaceful resolution will be found. Make a personal choice to avoid drama created by those around you. It doesn't serve you, and you don't have to be a part of it. If you're feeling at odds with yourself, then gift yourself a little peaceful, quiet time. This card can also indicate a struggle with all the minor details of life. It may seem as if every little thing that can possibly challenge you is doing so. Ask your angels to smooth out the rough spots so that you can focus on the big picture. Additional meanings of this card: worrying too much about the details, athletic events, competing goals, ambitious people, stress caused by differing opinions. So perhaps it was that you were, kind of unfortunately surrounded by some negative people, and you're currently learning how to take yourself out of that. And so, yeah, take care of yourself. And I think that this is where you are now, knowing that you have everything you need to live your best life. So take advantage of those opportunities, Leo, because you are riding on into the future in a really positive way. And leave the people behind who don't deserve your love and affection and caring, because they don't deserve to be in your life. All right, Leo, that's it for now. If you like this reading, please feel free to email me at intuitivetarotempath@gmail.com if you're interested in a personal reading. Also, if you enjoyed this reading, you can hit the like or subscribe button, and I'm always interested in hearing your comments, so please feel free to leave them. I look forward to communicating more with you guys. So that's it. I hope you have a beautiful April 2017. It looks to be a gorgeous one, and I'm super excited for you. And yeah, I'll see you in May. Bye, guys.